NBC's Ken Dilanian with more on the investigation into Paddock himself, NBC News intelligence and national security reporter. So, Ken, let's talk about details about this gunman and his planning, because police are indicating this was meticulous, that this was not obviously some spur-of-the-moment kind of thing.
Meticulous is the word, Hallie. This was a wealthy, well-educated man of means, and he planned this very carefully. And in fact, NBC News has new reporting that authorities are investigating whether he cased another music festival a week before, whether he rented rooms in a condo tower above the Life is Beautiful music festival. And it's not clear whether that was a dry run, whether he considered a previous attack. That is under investigation. But what we do know is that the suite he rented at the Mandalay Bay gave him a very advantageous firing position, unfortunately, to create massive carnage.
You talk about police looking into potentially, according to our reporting, this what you might call dry run prior to the attack. Let's talk about the night that this all happened. What are police finding in the hotel room? We've seen some of that video now of the police tape blocking off the door. Anything from his house?
It's remarkable that they found cameras. He had laid out a series of cameras both outside the hotel room and inside, the outside cameras, to tell him if and when authorities were approaching. And obviously they found an arsenal of guns. We're up to 47 mostly military-style weapons. We saw photos of bipods and scopes. I mean, these are military weapons that do damage to the human body, unimaginable. And he had enough, to account for any situation, any malfunction. Hallie.
And we have that graphic up on screen, Ken, just underscoring that number. 47 guns recovered here. There's a lot of questions about the modifications on these guns as well. You know that I was on Capitol Hill yesterday talking with lawmakers about bump stocks. Explain what a bump stock is and how it's sort of now at the center of the discussion surrounding what happened in Vegas.
Right, and authorities revealed last night that he had 12 of these devices, these bump stocks. I have one here with me. It looks like the stock of a rifle. This one would go on an AK-47. What it is a legal modification to a semi-automatic rifle to allow
and let's make that clear.
rifle.
This is legal. This is something people are allowed to buy.
We bought this one at a gun store in Virginia, and they're for sale on the internet. They're actually selling out right now, unfortunately. Here it is. And what this does is it uses the energy of the rifle, the recoil of the rifle, to rapidly depress the trigger much faster than a human being could do it. And so for that reason, it's legal, because it doesn't create an actual machine gun, but the effect is essentially the same. And lawmakers, as you reported last night on Capitol Hill, are questioning why any such device like this would be lawful and whether it should be banned.
With one member of leadership, Ken, saying that they maybe ought to look into devices that modify a semi-automatic to make it fire more like an automatic. That is a storyline we'll follow. Ken Dilanian, you have a busy day ahead of you. Thank you very much for joining us here.
Thanks, Hallie. Good to be with you.
Is the discussion around perhaps gun